Alright guys and gals, welcome back to the Cockadoodle Crew channel. Checking in with you today with a project called chicken butchering, or chicken processing, or chicken harvesting, whatever you want to call it. But we have been raising 16 meat birds that I bought on the 22nd of March this year, and they look to be about a week and a half, 2 weeks old then. And today is May 1st. And so I think we had a 6 to 7 week old bird that we butchered today. And this is a little bit of video up from it. I didn't do a how-to on this project, and I'm not going to tell you that I'm an expert at it. It is our first time, but it was a learning experience for us, and we were curious of how this was all going to work, if it's something that we wanted to do more often and get into or not. And as of today, I think that it's definitely doable.
Cockadoodle Crew! Cockadoodle Crew! Cockadoodle Crew!
It is a little time consuming on the processing side, but we've already had one of the birds we had for lunch here, and really a nice flavor, delicious taste that you just can't get otherwise. Okay, tell them what we're going to do this morning.
We're going to butcher chickens.
How many?
I don't know.
16.
16.
What kind of chickens are they?
Meat birds.
Meat birds, yep. And the meat birds we have are called Cornish Cross.
Cornish Cross.
Okay. And you know, these this is an experience that I think is important for families to be able to do, and to raise an animal and process it yourself, harvest it yourself, and then eat it right at your table a few feet from where it grew up. So that's really important, and I hope that people out there thinking about trying to do that kind of thing, and have your kids around, have them learning about it. And we don't want to forget these ways, and not be able to take care of ourselves if needed. Anyway, I hope you see what we're doing here on the Cockadoodle Crew farm. Hope it might inspire you to try to do some things yourself with the family if you got a little bit of room to grow some birds. And this was the intro part of just letting you know what's going on today.
The head comes out the bottom.
I don't think that raising your own meat birds and processing them yourself is going to be a money-saving operation necessarily versus buying them from the store. Big box stores have super cheap price on these type, you know, on eating a chicken, and you really can't compare apples to apples and say that what I've done with these meat birds is a cost savings or money saving thing. I do think that there's going to be a quality level difference, a flavor difference, something that you know the life of this bird was handled with respect, and you know they were outdoors, and they lived a chicken's life. As I said before, they don't seem to be as interested in pecking around the yard as like a laying bird would have been. I'm just kind of giving you ideas off the top of my head of this experience with the meat birds, just in case someone out there is thinking of trying to raise some themselves.
We'll put some chickens out there. Hello, Beaver, 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 Beaver.
The weird part is the plucker seems to do what's probably...
Hi, so we're back on the channel. So we just butchered our last chicken. I just got my clothes on. And my sister Elisa's trying to mess in here. So I am yes. No, you're just going to say bad words. Don't listen to her. We got all our chicken butchered, so now we're going to get out the bones and cut them up. So thanks for watching the Cockadoodle Crew. We never really did mine.
So far, I guess we haven't got to the gut mess yet. Well, Ryan, how's this going so far today?
Really good.
This is your first time, right?
This is my first time.
Mine too. We're just figuring this out together today, so we're on to the cleaning part of these birds. And first part took us 1 hour to do 16 chickens, to kill them and pluck them and get them ready to butcher. And now we're just doing the processing part. So here's our update. How's this going today, Joella?
Good.
What do we got? We got chickens in a bag. Okay.
One more.
Just one more? That's all?
Yeah, we did one and now we just need one more for two.
It's not huge, is this?
Can I do this one?
Yep. Red button.
If it doesn't have a chicken in it, red. If it does, green. I wonder what this is.
That says it's for an accessory, some other kind of vacuum seal. Luckily, in my case, I was able to borrow some processing equipment, killing cones, the plucker machine, and basically the experience of my friends from the restaurant. And it was really nice to be able to utilize that equipment, and I know that made our processing, our butchering system today go so much better. Although I will say that being as it was my first time doing it, there's things I would do differently next time to improve. I know that we had our water too hot, and that caused us some issues that could have easily been avoided by a cooler temperature of the scalding water. And so then that led, since that's such an early on in the process thing, it led to other issues down the road. Since we had torn skin, since not all the feathers would pluck, since it couldn't stay in the plucking machine very long, since we had already kind of torn up the skin with too much heat, we weren't allowed to, or we weren't able to keep the chicken in the plucking machine very long, and so therefore we had to do quite a bit of hand plucking after it had already been in the plucker. So anyway, these are just things that were part of our experience today, and if you've done this yourself or you've got other ideas, that's fine. Feel free to leave them in the comments. Luckily also I had the help of another friend and customer at the restaurant. Ryan came out. You'll see him in some of the video here, and it was really nice that he donated part of his day, and he was a first-timer as well at this, and so it was nice to have that extra hand and help, and made the work go a lot quicker, and then he was able to take home some chicken. So I feel good that the birds are going to be enjoyed by the people who understand, you know, what it took to harvest and process them. That seems like a nice way to enjoy the protein that they provided us. One other thought I had, just throw in here, is that, you know, this is a Cockadoodle Crew channel, and we always include our kids and everything on the farm. And I have run across people lately when I've told them that we're going to do this butchering, or told them that I took my kids to see some chicken butchering, and they were here at the beginning of the process, mainly today when we were doing the killing and plucking, not as much for the finishing, you know, of the bird. But to me, this is super important that they are around to see how this works, and that I don't make a big deal about it to them, that they need to be upset, or that they need to be bothered or traumatized by what's going on, and so it's interesting how just making this a matter of the fact process, and that they knew what was going to happen, and they've seen a little bit of it, and they get up close and see all the parts, really doesn't need to be that big of a deal. And they haven't seemed to do anything but be interested and picking up on what's going on, and they're going to know this quote unquote farm life, which is probably a stretch, but this is stuff that not everybody grows up seeing. I personally didn't grow up doing any of this stuff, but we did live on a farm where we had crops and hay and different things like that. So I just want to say that this is a neat experience to share with my kids, and I don't want them to have to do something they're uncomfortable with or be around something they're uncomfortable with, but they're interested. They want to know what's going on, and they've helped feed the chickens, they've helped do all these things, and they're seeing the full life cycle of these birds, and I feel like it's really important as part of them understanding how the world works, and where their food comes from, and that they saw us humanely dispatching and harvesting these animals, and I have been encouraged by other YouTubers on this on that note, that this is something that shouldn't be that foreign to the generation below us, and just like we saw a year ago here, where not everything's on the store shelf, it's like we don't want to lose these traditional ways of doing things and be dependent completely on someone else to do all of our animal raising and processing and basically packaging for us. That this is stuff we can do ourselves. And so anyway, just want to share these ideas with you today. Don't know how much of all this rambling I'm going to put in the video, but we appreciate you checking in with the Cockadoodle Crew, and we'll just keep sharing these farm life experiences with you. And thanks for checking in and following along. And if you like it, tell somebody about it, subscribe, share. It'd be neat to get a few more followers. I think we have 30. So if I ever look back and have a bunch of followers, it'd be funny to see that today we're excited about having 30 followers, and we are excited about that. So anyway, thanks to everybody who watches, and we'll see you on the next one. Appreciate it. Bye.